You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies.
For as far as the eye can see. Welcome to An Evening at the Movies.
Jurassic Park.
I'm not gonna lie, I love our intro, and
Thanks.
but before we get into all the witty banter, welcome to An Evening at the Movies, the movie-based podcast where we eat the stale popcorn, we drink the watered-down sodas. Shameless plug. Watered-down sodas, and talk about
activities.
all of our favorite movies and why we love them.
I just put my
Joining us as always, because, well, I'm going to drag my feet, but okay. Because at least once this month, cops have to do it by the book.
That's right, they do.
We have everybody's favorite co-hostess with us.
Sorry.
Doing you're fine. Say hi, co-hostess.
Hi, co-hostess. About to finish this glass of wine. I got my Courtyard Marriott pour. Well, it was a Courtyard Marriott Westbury pour, but now I've drank some of it, so it's not as much. That will be the rubric that I judge all of my wine pours by now. If you guys haven't seen that TikTok, just go look it up. Courtyard Marriott, Westbury, New York. It's great. Anyway.
I might have to do that, and I was hoping that the large pour that you have of your wine was not due to what some of the the audience thought of this movie that we're going to be discussing today. But
well, I don't.
We're going to get into that. So. No, and I'm a little bit pissed off right now about it.
That bad, huh? Okay.
Spoiler alert for the game portion of the show, but yes, we are smack dab. Well, not smack dab in the middle of cop movie month, but we're right at the tail end of cop movie month. So we've had some fun doing it by the books. We've done some Let's Be Cops. We've done some Lethal Weapon. We've done some. Dear God, what movie did we do last week? Oh my God!
Super Troopers.
Yes.
The movie you didn't watch. Anyway, and we did Let's Be Cops.
Fuck! I had homework I was supposed to do for this episode. I totally. Okay,
that's fine.
So coming next week on an evening.
I forgot about today's episode and forgot to watch today's movie until 3 hours before the show, and you happened to mention it to me. So there's no judgment over here.
Which makes me laugh because literally I posted the Facebook post yesterday about tune in tomorrow at 4:30 PST, and you shared it.
Oh, I know. It just, again, as I told you in the chat, I tell everybody else, the perimenopause brain fog is fucking real. Yesterday, I walked past my own car in the parking lot at the grocery store and walked to a car 3 cars down that was the same color as mine. And I was like, this isn't my car. And I walked past Lord. My own car. So, yeah, it's real fucking stupid over here at the Kohlhofer house right now. So
I'm not judging. I could
forget something you told me 5 minutes ago. So
no, I'm still not judging because I knew I made that promise about Super Troopers and giving my review this week.
And
I thought about it probably at least 10 times between last week's episode and this week's episode. So I have literally no excuse again. So when next we are live, um, Sunday evening, barring any shenanigans, but we'll be back with next week's episode or next week's live will be Sunday night, and it'll release on new episode day next Friday. So, but before we can get to that, pause on next week. Nobody think about next week. We have to discuss this movie. Like I said, we did the Let's Be Cops, we did the Lethal Weapon, we did the Super Troopers. Um, but we have to talk about one of my. I personally feel, and I have no idea what the co-hostess' opinion is, and I'm sure we'll get into that. But this is probably one of my most, I feel like, underrated favorite movies, less talked about movies of all time. So, but we will be talking about the Richard Dreyfuss, not Richard Dryer, Emilio classic Stakeout. So
Yay!
I'm glad I happened to message the co-hostess 3 hours early because otherwise this was going to be a very one-sided discussion.
Well, if I hadn't sent you the movie I was watching, because I was working on bracelet orders and I turned on Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I think if I hadn't sent that to you, you probably wouldn't have said anything. And I'd be fucked right now because honestly, I remembered very little about this movie. It's been so long since I've seen it. So I'm glad that worked out the way it did.
See, and that's one of the things about this movie is why I think it's underrated and all of that is it's not one of those movies that gets all the credit and rewatched as much as I would
Right.
like it to be thought about and rewatched and all of that. So, but before we can get into all the discussion about the movie, though, we need to know that Stakeout released on August 5th, 1987. It was directed by John Badham. It was distributed by Buena Vista Pictures, which ultimately in the long run would become Touchstone slash Disney at some point.
Yeah.
Um, had a $14.5 million budget
Nice.
and made 65.7 at the box office.
Nice. Okay. So it did
So
pretty well.
it's not a horrible box office draw.
Well,
It's
it had star power too. So I think that helps.
yeah, there's a lot of people. There's names in this movie, and then there's people in this movie that you may not necessarily recognize the name come across the screen when the credits roll. But as soon as you see him, they'll be like, "Oh, okay, I know him from here, or I know them from that." And so,
I mean, you got the dad from the Wonder Years. Hello.
yeah, Forrest Whitaker's
But
in the movie.
this was
Richard
pre Wonder
Dreyfuss,
Years.
Emilio
So
Estevez, Madeline Stowe. Um, watch Amanda's bird twitch right now. Aiden Quinn.
mm,
Um,
come to mama.
uh,
He's
neat
like,
and
he's like,
yeah,
I'm gonna kill these two cops. She goes, you expect me to go with you after you do that? Bro, take me. I don't care.
no, yeah,
Kidding.
but not only is it Aiden Quinn making Amanda's bird, but it's bad boy Aiden Quinn making Amanda's bird
Hmm.
twitch. So,
He plays
and
a good
he's not a very nice boy
baddie.
in this movie.
No, no.
So, if you have not seen this movie, um, please do not tell me because I will shame the fuck out of you for it. Because spoiler alert, it's a great fucking movie. Um, but it is available to stream on the Prime and wherever you get your online streaming rentals. You just have to spend $3.99, which honestly, at the end of the day, I feel like personally it is worthy of $3.99 to sit down and watch this movie.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So,
Oh,
I
my
do
hair
have some.
doggy.
That would be Griffey.
Yep.
I do have some Rotten Tomato scores.
Okay. So you're
Uh,
mad about the audience score. So that's interesting. Okay.
so I will give you two prefaces before I let you guess.
Okay.
One is the fact that the scores on this do not go how they traditionally go on the scoring.
So the critics liked it better than the audience, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
How much more they liked it, I'm going to leave it up to you to decide. But
Okay.
hello to you.
Eric. Hi, Eric.
Um, so I got a spinning wheel of death there for a second.
Or
All
Eric. Is
right,
it Eric or
so
Erica? It's all together, so now I can't tell. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Mine, it's all fine print. So um, if it is Erica, then I apologize. But hello as
Well, I
well.
apologize. I said it.
Hello to yeah. Um, well, some people put their middle initials in their display names too. So um,
Yeah.
let's go tomato meter first.
Okay.
On
We are
27 reviews,
sorry, we are reviewing the movie Stakeout since you joined a little late. That's what we're doing today. Okay. How many reviews?
29
And this is the tomato meter.
tomato meter critics.
Okay. I'm gonna go. This is crazy because I really thought the audience would be in like the 70s or 80s, but I know the critics can't be in like the 80s for this. I'm gonna go 71.
Eh. You should have gone against
And
your gut.
oh,
89%.
oh, the critic score was 89% on this. Ooh, all
Yeah.
right. I don't know about all that, but okay. And then for the popcorn meter,
Popcorn meter on 10,000 plus reviews.
let's
And
go.
Amanda's going to make her guess and watch Casey go from 0 to rage in 0.5 seconds.
Well, now you're making me want to go lower than what I was going to say. Let's say 67%.
Well, okay, what were you going to say and then make your official guess?
I was, or no, wait, I was going to say 67 or 68, but now I'm kind of like, should it be lower? But I already said it, so we'll go with 67.
You were closer with that one than you were with the other one.
Okay.
56%. Are you
What?
fucking kidding my face?
Okay.
56% the audience thought of this movie.
I think
I
I
even
know
went and
why.
looked at some of the audience. Well, okay.
Well, what did they say? Because here, let me tell you what I think the issue
I'm
is.
not
Because
going
I was,
through all of them.
well, yeah, the 10,000.
I would just say
I
one of the
think,
very first audience reviews that I saw said an hour and 55 minutes of the most unfunny movie I've ever seen in my life.
oh, that person's stupid. What I think hurts this movie,
I was like, dude, what the hell are you smoking? And put it down.
yeah. If I were to describe this movie to someone who's never seen it, but grew up in the 80s or 90s and knows kind of the other cop movies that are out there, I would call Stakeout a Timu version of Lethal Weapon or Beverly Hills Cop. And I think that's probably why, because we've got those two huge franchises of buddy cop movies in the 80s at the same time that you're getting Stakeout. Not to say Stakeout isn't good, but it's not as good as those movies. So maybe that's
No,
why.
I will not. Beverly Hills Cop and Lethal Weapon definitely are more skewed towards a specific, um, more adult guy. They both have a more adult male feel to them. Where, yeah, Stakeout has an adult feel to it, but it kind of feels more like guys can be into it and females can be into it as well. I mean, I
Uh,
know.
I mean, it's still got a lot of sophomoric, sexual innuendo and jokes. I mean, it's the 80s, but
I mean, there's a scene literally where they show up at the house to go to work one night, and Forrest Whitaker and the dad from the Wonder Years left a freaking dog turd in the refrigerator for him.
yeah, the
I
whole
mean, I
pranking thing
freaking
is pretty
laughed,
funny.
but
So, yeah. But no, I just meant like as far
but
as like, childish sex jokes, there was plenty. So,
oh yeah,
but
I mean, we'll get. I mean, we haven't even gotten to even
yeah, let me tell
discussing the
everybody
plot
what
yet.
it's about
So,
and all that.
well, yeah, you
Um,
do that, and then we can get into the discussion.
so this movie basically has no awards except for two I have never heard of. The BMI Film and TV Awards in 1988 gave it Best Film Music Award, which is the score, not the, it went to the score. And then the Edgar Allan Poe Awards, fuck if I know, but it won Best Picture. So I can't say
Okay,
that
because
Edgar Allan
this
Poe would
would
put his stamp
not
of
be
approval
something
on
I
this
would think
movie.
would be affiliated with anything Edgar Allan Poe, but
Right.
okay.
I have no idea what those awards are. So, okay.
So
Stakeout.
at the end of the day, spoiler alert: this movie inspired my top 5 list for today. So
Well,
I
that
don't
it's
care,
supposed
but
to.
we'll get to that later.
The movie we're
Yeah,
doing is always supposed to inspire your top 5 list. Okay. So, in Stakeout, detectives Chris I already forgot to say his name, Lecce
Lychee.
and Leachy, Chris Leachy and Bill Reimers are watching the apartment of Maria McGuire, the ex girlfriend of the escaped killer Richard Stick Montgomery. While on duty, Chris falls in love with Maria, leading to a romantic subplot that complicates the investigation. Dun, dun, dun.
So there in that last sentence lies a certain element of what makes this a little unbelievable. Because at the end of the day, are you really going to have a cop that's going to jeopardize his entire career to become a booty call to the woman that they're supposed to be watching?
No, he
Not
loves
saying,
her. So unrealistic. But again, it's the
well,
80s.
I mean, I'm not going to complain, but, and if it was me at the end of the day, Madeline Stowe in 1987, I'd fall in love with that too. So,
She is so classically beautiful and she's
yeah,
just
she
gorgeous.
still is
She
too,
kind of,
even 40 years
she,
later.
yeah, she reminds me of in that same time, like Jamie Gertz or like in the 90s.
Hmm.
Crap, what's that British chick's name from Goodwill Hunting and Gross Point Blank?
Mini
I
Driver.
blanked on her name. Yes, thank you. So Oh, Heather's here. Hi, Heather.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah, just a hat rack.
exactly. Yeah, she has that wild curly hair and just, even though she's half Puerto Rican, she's very white passing. Because when I was watching this, I had to go, wait a minute. Madeline Stowe's playing a Latina. She is pretty white, but she is actually half Puerto Rican. So
Yeah.
at least they got that
So,
part
hi,
right
Heather.
because you never know. So yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. So there is a certain element of unbelievability to it, but that would probably be my biggest complaint about the movie. Otherwise, I'm gonna have
I
nothing bad to say about it. So,
I mean, we
spoiler
talked
alert.
about that with Lethal Weapon 4. Um, well,
Yeah,
if you want to talk about stuff we didn't like, I can do mine first since I have more than that.
yeah. And if anything strikes a nerve with me, then we can further elaborate. But so, what I'm sure there's maybe a thing or two about the movie that you didn't particularly care for. So, what
I
you got
mean,
for
it's
us?
not, again, as a kid, I really loved this movie. It was on repeat all the time. And of course, I didn't get a lot of the humor, but whatever. It was just still a funny action movie. But
Hmm.
watching it back now, I feel like so the opening scene is fucking brutal. Like it it doesn't set the tone
Oh,
for what
the
you're
the
expecting.
prison break.
Yeah. Like I mean, he's bashing a guy's head into the floor and shit. Like so you go into this expecting this like funny, cheeky buddy cop movie, and you do get that, but they try to mix it with this action-packed thriller, like serious plot thriller. Like Aiden Quinn plays a really good psychopath, and when you get to the last, 20 minutes of the
Yeah.
movie, like it's scary. Like so I feel like they didn't mesh those two things together very well. I feel like the two things worked separately, but I don't feel like it was very cohesive with the thriller aspect versus the comedy. Like the whole a stakeout cop is going to fall in love with the person he's staking out. Like that's a very like cheeky, goofy plot, right? Like if you read that as a premise,
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, this is going to be funny." And it is funny, but that last, like, 20 minutes
Oh
and, like, the
yeah.
opening scene for me are just those could have been, like, a whole separate movie, and I wouldn't have put it together with what was in the middle. And I don't hate it, but
There's
I just
definitely
feel like
two
they
different.
didn't do it right.
There's definitely two separate atmospheres in this movie,
Yeah.
and when shit gets real in this movie, it gets real.
It really did. Like, it got
But
that's what I'm saying
but
too. It
when
was,
it's
like,
supposed to
scary.
be okay, so I was actually going to save this one for later, but um, going into that last 20 minutes, yeah, I wouldn't even say the last 20 minutes, but the last probably 15 minutes of that movie when they get to the final battle between
Mhm.
Chris and Stick, and they're at that uh, lumber mill.
Mhm.
Like, I remember being a kid watching this movie, and it's still, even to this day, still kind of sort of affects me like that. But as a kid, like when they're running around that mill and the saws are going off left and right, and he's falling in holes and logs are falling all over the place, and like my
And that guy
heart was like,
drowns under the logs. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, my heart was pounding out of my little 10-year-old chest
Right. And you don't
because
expect that from a comedy, quote, unquote, "comedy movie."
no, but well, and part of it too, I think, is to me this felt incredibly real because the movie's set
Right.
obviously in my home state, and you know for the most part, like lumber mills and things like that are things that you know we have here, and it's
Right.
even growing up as an adult and when I was working after high school as a security guard and doing patrols at lumber mills, it's like it still felt creepy to me to be wandering around a dark lumber mill at night because you know
Yeah,
shit
hell
goes
no.
off and it's like no thank you.
Well, that brings me to
So
my
when
second thing. Oh, go ahead.
okay, no, go ahead.
Oh, uh, that ties into my second thing. That scene was way too long. There was so much unnecessary shit in that like final battle. And maybe it's just me, but I felt like that went on way too long. Especially for how serious and scary it was compared to the rest of the movie. Like they could have shortened that by several minutes and still been fine.
So I remember when I was a kid watching that and feeling that scene went on long time, like it wouldn't ever come to a conclusion. But I think the more I've watched it over the last, like I said, almost 40 years, I think I'm probably a little bit more okay with it
Yeah.
because it doesn't, as an adult, feel as drawn out as it could be. But some people, might feel otherwise, and I won't try and convince people otherwise. But everybody's entitled
Well,
to
no,
their
I mean,
opinion.
it's whatever. Yeah. And again, I have not seen this movie in probably at least 20 years. It's just one of those movies I forgot about, and it's hardly ever on TV. It's not a
Yeah.
movie I would seek out to watch because it's been so long since I've watched it. Um, so yeah.
Well, and
My
that's what baffled me too when I picked the movie for this month was I'm like, okay, it's got to be available somewhere to stream. I
Even on
wasn't planning
Tubi,
on
this feels
having
like a
to.
Tubi movie.
Yeah, it's like Tubi, one of those cheap freaking whatever freebie websites with ads, but
Like Tubi.
nowhere had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, well, to me,
But
I will
another
gladly
Stakeout
spend the
was
three
free.
dollars. To me, I will gladly spend the $3.99 to rent the movie and watch it again and again and again. Only
Yeah.
because I wasn't digging through my hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of DVDs to find my hard copy.
Yeah.
But I mean, spoiler alert, that's the same case for our next two movies as well. But
Okay.
we'll get to that
Well,
next week. We'll talk about two.
hopefully our stuff will be worked out by then and it'll be okay. Okay, third and final thing, and this is not exclusive to this movie, but I just wanted to talk about it because it's something that just like enrages me the same way the fake kissing in like the 60s movies enrages me. Why
Mm,
do 80s movies always have women sucking on guys' fingers? If there are any guys listening, watching right now, and you're in the comments, please tell me if a woman has ever really done this to you. Like, I'm sorry.
yes,
And maybe once you're fully into what you're doing, maybe, but he literally barely kisses her, and she's just like, oh, and grabs his finger and
it's all.
starts sucking on it. Women do not do
It's all
that. Like, why? It's so many 80s movies have that kink in it. And it's like, come on, y'all.
in my 49 years of life, it's happened to me one time.
And I
So
have done it, but not in the way they portray it in 80s movies. Like it's always like this woman's trying
no,
to seduce you, like in a restaurant or so, and she just like grabs your finger and she's like gazing into your eyes and sucking on your finger. Like girls don't do that. Come the fuck on, you guys. But it happens so much in
yeah,
80s movies.
no.
It's just one of those things. So I can't say
So
that's something I hate about this movie because it's not exclusive to this movie, but I just wanted to bring it up. So that's it. And hold
yeah,
on, just
I
to be
mean,
clear, I am not kink shaming. If that is something you do, more power to you if that's something you do and a guy likes it, like whatever. I just feel like movies make it look like it happens a lot more than it actually happens. Then so that's the point I'm trying to make. I don't want anybody to come for me in the
Yeah,
comments.
I can probably name 7 or 8 movies that came out at this particular time in the 80s that I remember that happening in. And
Yeah, it happens so much. But
like
anyway, that's it.
legitimately you don't see that anymore in almost any movie. I can't even remember the last time I've seen that in a newer movie.
Because it's not a thing that people typically do, especially with somebody you've never had sex with before, you've only kissed once. Like,
You don't know where his fingers
unless
have been.
unless you're a sex worker, or like, I don't think that's a thing that women just do. Like, I could be wrong, but I don't know any women that do this,
I
like in
mean,
that
do
way.
you see the apartment that she lives in Seattle
It's gorgeous.
on a restaurant waitress's salary?
Right? Yeah. Okay, getting into the unbelievability, but for me, before we talk about that, you know how I am. I might nitpick at it, but when I'm going back and watching 80s movies, you just have to throw that out the window. I mean, I said that with Lethal Weapon 4, like, and plenty of other
Yeah.
movies. You have to take the
And that was a
could this
90s
shit
movie.
happen? Well, but I'm just saying, like, if you're going
Yeah.
into watching a movie because you want to enjoy it, like, unless it's a biopic or a historical, and it's not historical fiction, but like a historical recreation, then you just have to go into it going, there's so much unbelievable shit in this, but I'm just going to let it slide because I want to enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
Like her
Which this is
affording that
definitely a
apartment.
movie that
Sorry.
yeah. And like I was just gonna say, this is definitely one of those movies that I'm not watching it because I want it to be 100% accurate by the book, whatever. Personally, for me and my taste, I am completely entertained from start to finish with this movie. I love
Yeah.
this movie, and I don't care who freaking knows it. So, I mean,
Oh, Emilio's mustache, completely unacceptable. He looks like he's a guy pretending to be a detective with that mustache, which I guess
oh my god.
technically he is.
So, I mean, we're not talking about the um, thing that came out 6 years later, known as Another Stakeout, but
Which I need to watch it because I don't remember that at all either. That was a 6 year
um,
gap. Wow.
yeah, it's not a horrible movie by any stretch of the imagination. I will not put it on the same level as the original, though.
Is it still
Like,
Dreyfus and Estevez, or do they get new people?
yes,
Okay. I mean, 6 years
Dreyfus,
later, Richard Dreyfuss
Estevez,
wasn't as hot.
Madeline Stowe is
Oh,
back.
okay.
Not as much in the second one as in the first one, obviously,
But they're still
because
together, I
why
guess,
are
if
they going to
she's
be
there.
why are they going to be staking her out 6 years later? Um, I will not respond to that statement because it does lead to the plot of the movie. But
No, I don't care. But
um, as far as where I was going to go with my statement, though, Amanda talking
sorry.
about Emilio's mustache and stakeout, it becomes the butt of a major plot twist in Another Stakeout
Interesting.
because they are working with Assistant District Attorney played by Rosie O'Donnell,
Ugh.
who forces him to shave it off,
Dang it. There we go.
and he's pissed off over it.
He looks way
So
better without it. Some people can pull off facial hair. Emilio is not one of those people.
I
At
don't
least
think
not
any of the
that kind.
Esteveses are. I don't think any of the three
Yeah.
Esteveses that we all know are facial hair people. Not
No,
Martin, not Charlie, not Emilio.
I think Martin would look okay with a beard, but Charlie and Emilio, no. Like, I don't think Martin could pull off a mustache, but I think he could pull off like a well trimmed short, maintained beard scenario.
Emilio has a full-on Tom Selleck fucking mustache in Stakeout.
He wishes it was a Tom Selleck mustache. It's like he was
Well, no,
going for the
no,
Tom
there's
Atkins
no way in
slash Tom
hell.
Selleck mustache. And now he's got his like this little, prepubescent mustache. Well, not really. It was pretty filled in, but not like it was no Tom Atkins or Tom Selleck level.
No, it probably felt more like that's where they were going with it, was trying to make it like a Tom Selleck type
Who wants a mustache ride?
character trait.
Yeah.
Evidently not his wife. Well, no, because he was the faithful
Oh, his wife
one in
liked
this
him.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was the
Yeah, she's
faithful one in
trying to
this
get with
movie.
him while he's on the phone.
Technically, Chris and his wife are still technically married when he hooks up with Maria. His wife did pack up and leave him, but technically they're still married.
I mean, I don't think he cares. Like, let's be honest. Richard Dreyfuss is very charming, and he pulls that off in this movie, just like he has. I mean, like
Oh yeah.
Jaws. Richard Dreyfuss, I would have fucked him 7 ways from Sunday, and he's still trying to pull that off in this movie, and he does. But let's be real, Chris is a fucking creep. He's watching her in the shower. He's like picking up her stuff in her house. Like he is a fucking creeper. So I don't think he cares he's still married.
Okay.
I bet if his wife
Because
hadn't left him, he wouldn't have cared. He's like, I'm a nice guy.
So, okay, 2 things being like early on when we first meet Chris and Bill, you already know that Chris and his wife's relationship is shit because they're
Yeah.
already playing it up even before he gets back to the apartment and realizes she packed up and left.
Yeah.
So there's that. But what the hell was the other point I was going to? Oh, Jesus God. I just had an Amanda moment and it went right out my head.
Well, I'm sorry. I can't read your mind this time.
Oh, no. The very first time that they're at their first shift on their stakeout and Maria comes home and she goes in the house and she's doing her, coming home thing, putting the mail down, putting the keys down, blah blah blah,
Taking her shirt
unwinding,
off.
and you know, Bill is dictating to Chris, who's taking notes for the reports and whatnot, which like cops do. But he's like, okay, she's doing this, she's doing that, and um, she's like, and Bill's like, all right, she's going into the bedroom, and Chris is all like, well, yeah, what is she doing? And she's like, and Bill's like, um, she's getting undressed, and Chris just throws the notebook over his head and beelines it for the window, and he's literally sitting there with, you know, the binoculars and all, ooh, 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 with like a little freaking
Yeah. Like a
14-year-old
toddler.
child looking at his very first ever
And not a
porno.
toddler. Yeah.
But
Voyeuristic movies creep me out because it makes me wonder, have I ever been staked out? Have I ever had somebody obsessed that was peeping at me with their binoculars? Like now I don't give a fuck, but like when I was in my 20s and 30s, like thinking about that would like scare the shit out of me. Now I'm like, our neighbor up the hill probably has binoculars, and if he sees me naked, he sees me naked. You see what you see, and if you don't want to see it, don't look. Because yes, I get in the hot tub
well, I
naked,
mean, up
and I will be getting in the
is
pool naked.
is up the hill up the hill downwind to your hot tub and pool.
What do you mean? Yes, yeah. Like he's up
So
here, and we're down here, so he can see right
so
into
he
our
knows
yard.
what the coal hoppers do. He knows what the coal hoppers do in the hot tub. Then
He knows what the coal hoppers do in the dark. I mean, to be fair, we'll leave the TV and stuff off until we get in and take off our towels. But yeah, I mean, get being naked in your own hot tub and pool is like one of the luxuries of being able to have those things and not be in like
Well, I
an
mean,
apartment setting. But
it's your own freaking
that's my
yard.
it's my house. I'll be naked if I want to. But
Well,
like,
you're the
so
one
now I
paying
don't
for
care.
the.
Like if yeah. If Pete's looking at me with his binoculars, I hope you like what you see, Grandpa. But, when I was younger, I mean, now, if I was being stalked, that's a different story. Like, that would freak me out. But watching movies like this just always makes me wonder. Like, I don't know why cops would ever stake me out. I don't think I've ever dated a criminal, and I've never been a criminal. But, that what's that movie with the guy that's watching Morgan Fairchild? You know what movie I'm talking about, right? It's from the 80s.
Uh huh.
Is that Body Heat?
And I'm drawing a blank.
I think
I
it's
think
Body
so.
Heat. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Like voyeurism is
Yes.
creepy and I know they're doing their job, but it still feels like voyeurism. I mean, Chris
Well,
clearly liked
no,
it.
and it clearly he's like I said, he's like a 14-year-old watching porn for the first time.
But it's so violating, like I get staking people out, but like spying on them inside their home with like your telescope and your binoculars, and then he's in her house pretending to be the phone guy and he's watching her in the shower and she doesn't know he's there. Like that's such a
It,
violation. Like we watch it and we laugh, but I think about it now and I'm like, that literally gives me chills because it's scary.
yeah, and I mean, it even gets to the point where um, uh, Montgomery obviously breaks out of prison at the beginning of the movie, and most of the movie is him and his cousin racing back to Seattle to get return his or get his property back from Maria, which happens to be furniture that has money stuffed
Yeah.
in it.
Doing their Thelma and Louise
But,
shit.
but yeah, at some point, um, about the time that they hit Olympia, which is about an hour ish south of Seattle, um, they get made by the cops, and it starts a whole big police high speed police
I'm
chase,
still here.
and
Keep going.
it it ends up with the um, car that his cousin and Montgomery are in, ending up in the Nisqually River, and his cousin doesn't come out of it, but and everybody thinks Montgomery doesn't come out of it either. Well, so at that point, the FBI shuts down the stakeout and whatnot, and um, Chris and Bill are tasked with disassembling the apartment across the street from Maria's and packing
No,
everything up and
disassemble.
all of that. No
Sorry.
disassemble. I love Short Circuit.
I know, me
Um,
too.
but at that point, Chris and Bill have the conversation. He's going to have to go over and tell her what's going on,
Yeah.
and he's going to have to be honest with her about it because she deserves to know. And if there's going to be anything for them in the future, he's got to, start off with a little bit of honesty for once. Because at this point in their relationship, what 2 or 3 days later,
They're
there has been little to no
in
honesty at
love.
all. Well, I mean, people are horny. I'm not going to fault people for that. But
Lust and love aren't the same thing, people. Come the fuck on. I've had
oh,
sex
I
with guys I
know.
never wanted to talk to again. Like, leave me alone. I like you because you're pretty, not because you're
I'm
smart. No,
not
I'm just
judging.
kidding. um, so I
But
I
no,
wanted to say
he
something.
goes
Oh,
over to the
sorry, guys.
apartment and he confesses everything to her, and she gets pissed off about it. And I don't blame her for
Rightfully
getting
so.
pissed off about it. I know it was a long bit of backstory to get to that point, but you know, you, he's been in her house. She's made food for him. They've had,
He's been in her.
for the story, intimate conversations. Um, to quote Aiden Quinn and at the end of the movie, and because he's been inside you,
Yeah. That was so creepy yet kind of sexy at the same time. Like, can we get Aiden Quinn on the Quinn app? People who don't know what Quinn is, it's audio erotica, and so many actors are doing it. Sean Hattasey is doing it, and oh my god. Anyway, I
Amanda
know he was being
Bynes
creepy,
when
but
she
it
got
still felt hot. I'm so attracted to toxic men. What
so
was funny about that scene though is that he's like, "You're gonna hate me. I need to tell you this," and she's like, trying. He's like, "No, you're gonna hate me." Like he's fully prepared to go into it, and he knows how she's gonna feel, and yet when she exhibits those emotions, he can't leave her alone. He keeps chasing her. Maria, Maria, let me explain. Don't get me mad. Blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, she's doing exactly what you thought she would do. Leave her alone.
yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I guess the other side of that would be she has feel or he has feelings for her, and he doesn't want to
Yeah.
lose her. And I mean, luckily for her, he doesn't just oh well, fuck it, I'm out of here. Because after the blow up and her going back to her apartment is when Montgomery arrives and we start the final downward spiral into that whole final 20 minutes of the movie.
Well, let's be honest for a second. Maria is dumb, y'all. Like, I like her character. I really want to like her and respect her, and she seems like she's this like strong, confident woman. Girl is dumb as a box of fucking rocks. She gets so many clues that he's not who he says he is. Like, runs into him at the police station. Here's someone call him Chris. She's on the phone with him, and he's like, "Your
Yeah.
food's on fire. Your food's on fire." Oh, I heard it sizzling behind you. Girl, you are fucking stupid. Where is your women's intuition? Like, it is, and they hadn't
Even
even had
she
sex
makes
yet. It's the sex, it can't be that good, even if they had. Girl, be
well
dumb.
because even she has at least a micro mini nugget of a brainstem
Tiny. Yeah.
because your food is burning. Oh damn! And she pulls it out. Well, how did you know my food was burning?
Yeah.
And he's like, I heard it sizzling. Oh, well, you've got pretty good.
Okay.
Oh, you
Yeah.
freaking. Are
That
you
is one of the
kidding me?
unrealistic things about this too. Is like, girl, she women's intuition is a thing, you guys. Our gut is a thing, and it's because we are prepared. We've been not socialized, but like raised and what socialized isn't the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. Like
Conditioned.
we have this thing. First of all, it's just intuition, but second of all, it's awareness because of the world around us kind of fucking hates us. And so we have to be on alert. And the fact that there was one other time that something happened, and I can't remember what it was, but three separate times she was could have been very clued in to this guy isn't who he says he is at the very least. And she's
Them
just like,
bumping into
oh,
each other at the
okay.
grocery store.
Like yes, he's not that hot. I mean, come on. I get
Well,
some
because
guys are
like the
so
very
hot
first
and the
time
sex
that,
is so good you feel stupid, but like, no.
yeah. Well, because like the very first time that she asks his name and he's like, it's, he stumbles over it for like a half an hour before he finally says,
Hmm.
Bill, which
And same thing at the police station.
tongue in cheek is funny because that's his partner's name.
Right.
But I mean, and
Yeah,
it
he didn't
does
work hard
add
for that.
to a moment later in the movie when she calls him on his home phone number and she the name comes up and it's like Emilio finds out when they have the listening party at the police
Mm-hmm.
headquarters,
The way
and
he looks at
he
him.
is insanely pissed, and I would be too.
Oh yeah, for
Like,
real.
oh, I do believe, and I believe I have the line down exactly in my head because I've seen it 100,000 times. But I did not
Yeah.
bust my ass to make Detective Before 30 to have you fuck it up. Get your shit together.
Yep.
Like, to
And
me
he's got a
personally,
wife and
one of
kid
my
to
favorite
worry
things
about,
about,
you know?
yeah. Well, and like I was gonna say, to me, I don't care what other people say. It may be cheesy at times, but the relationship between Chris and Bill is one of my favorite things about this movie.
Their chemistry is very,
So,
very good, like as actors and as characters. You know, again, Stakeout, whether it was trying to be these movies or not, is still stuck in the whole buddy cop thing that we had in the 80s, like Lethal Weapon.
yeah,
And I think Lethal Weapon and Beverly Hills
Beverly Hills
Cop
Cop.
gave so many other people, like, you know, Turner and Hooch did a good job of trying to like go off the wall with it. But I think Stakeout gets lost in the conversation because of those two giant franchises that they have, you know, around them. But these two had good chemistry together. Like they had good comedy and a good camaraderie.
And it doesn't really suffer either in the 6 year gap between Stakeout and another Stakeout either. It's still them back together, and you know, after you go back and watch another Stakeout again, you and I can have this discussion about your thoughts, but
Yeah.
there's definitely elements of Beverly Hills Cop 3 in another Stakeout, which we can discuss after the show's over.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, I literally
um,
remember nothing about that movie. So,
it, I enjoy it, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's not something I will probably ever be rushing out to. Ooh, I need to watch it again.
yeah.
I do believe that another Stakeout is available on Prime for free, though.
It is for free. Cuz I saw it next to when I had to rent this one and that one was just available. I was like, "Well, okay, fine."
Which
Um,
pisses me off because this one is definitely 150 times better than another Stakeout. So why do
yeah.
you have to freaking pay to watch the good movie and you get the lesser quality for freaking free?
Yeah. Kudos to
So
Chris for being able to get fucked on the clock. That was pretty funny. He's supposed to be staking her
I
out, and instead he's staking her out, you know, or staking her
yeah,
in,
I
or
mean,
some other better sexual joke than that, but you get it.
well, because one of my favorite lines of the whole entire movie, though, is at the end of that moment in the movie because he goes over to Maria's and they end up uh, in bed bumping uglies and falls asleep and wakes up and it's literally the next morning and his shift across the street is over. So the day shift is already over there. Now he's got to get out of the house without being found out.
Hmm.
So he borrows a hat from Maria. He borrows a shawl. The hat is one pink, like
Bright pink,
summer
like beach hat. Yeah.
beach hat thing, and he's got a shawl wrapped around his shoulders and face, trying to hide himself. And the day shift does see him coming out, so they call it in, and it starts a whole big. Everybody thinks it's Montgomery, but the cops are all chasing him down, and Bill catches wind of it and ends up picking him up. And when he gets in the car, he kind of sort of chuckles at him and just looks at him, and he's like, "So, did we practice safe sex?"
That
And he
was
smiles at him.
funny. Yeah, that was really funny. Okay, so quick question.
Yes.
The part where Montgomery shows up Chris comes back up into the apartment. So, in my opinion, that whole scenario, I was kind of like, no, because he should have fucked that guy up for putting his hands on her. Like, I get that he's a cop and he's trying not to blow his cover, but I think
Yeah.
any guy who was in love with a girl, regardless of your job, whatever, if you walk in and see this guy putting his hands on her like that, my opinion, he should have fucked that guy up. And instead, he's like, let me calm you down and let's have some coffee and let's talk. And so I get that he wasn't trying to blow his cover, but that made me mad. Like, do you think that is what he should have done? Am I overreacting? Or I don't know. What do you think? That part
No, I
bothered
don't think you are. There's definitely problematic aspects to this movie, but to me, it's not something that I let get under my skin. So
me. No, I agree.
I
I
just
agree. I was just like,
start the movie and let it do its purpose, and that's completely to entertain me and
or
enjoy 2
I'm
hours
sorry.
of revisiting.
It wasn't Montgomery. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. It was the Gail's husband guy. That part. Sorry, not Montgomery. The Gail's husband guy. When he's like pushing her around, where's Gail,
Oh,
blah, blah, blah. And then he
the
comes
drunk
back
guy.
in and he's like,
Yeah,
yeah, sorry, that's
I'd
who
have
I
beat
meant.
that guy's
But
ass.
yeah, he should have fucked that
I
guy
straight up
up.
would.
That guy wouldn't have known he was a cop.
Yeah,
Like, sorry, I mixed that up, but
yeah,
now you know what part I'm talking about. Like, and like, I
yeah.
don't condone
That dude would have got.
violence. Like, I don't condone violence. I don't need a man to like throw hands for me, just because like he's trying to prove he's a man. But if some guy was grabbing me and pushing me around like that, I feel like any man in my life would have knocked the shit out of that guy. Cause like,
Yeah,
what are you
George
doing?
would have
Like,
definitely.
well, George definitely would have because he's my husband. So, but I feel like if you walked in on that, you would have at least like pushed the guy down or tried to punch him or something. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't have just been like, Mister, let's sit down and have a kumbaya and have some coffee and talk it out. Like, no, you're
You
like
don't know.
trying to hurt this woman. Well, I don't know if I'd
Yeah, ain't
respect you if
nobody
you didn't
fucking
at
with my
least
damn
try to
plop
defend
string getting
me.
away with it.
I mean, and
No,
vice
like I said,
versa.
nobody's fucking with my plop string getting away with it.
Well, thank you. I mean, I'm not going to go around punching
I
people
like
out,
it.
but if I walked in and somebody's attacking my husband, I'm going to go climb on their back like a spider monkey and start punching him in the head. Like, get your fucking hands
And
off him. Like,
George might get away with it because he's like 8 feet taller than I am,
yeah.
but you
Yeah.
know,
And I'm not trying to perpetuate a
not judging
stereotype.
though.
Men have to automatically do this shit. But that scene in particular just bothered me because he was watching from across the street, and this whole time that guy is just pushing her and shoving her and grabbing her. Like it wasn't just a one-off. But anyway,
Yeah,
not important to the story, but and she was so impressed by it. I'm so impressed. Now I'd have been more impressed if you fucked that guy's shit up and then banged me up against the wall.
well, yeah, and literally all he did was trip him in that
Yeah.
whole altercation.
Yeah.
Like he goes storming through the dining room area, kitchen area, whatever, and he just sticks his foot out and the guy trips over it. It was
Oops, my
drunk as shit.
bad. Okay, he
Okay,
diffused the situation. Maybe I'm being a brat about it.
I don't necessarily think you are, but at the same time, well, I mean, I get it probably because there is ways that police are trained to handle situations and not necessarily just go to, you know, John McClane fighting Hans Gruber at the top of Nakatomi Tower.
Yeah. Well,
But,
that happened after like an hour and a half long of bullshit, so I'm okay with that. But no, again,
true.
I am a full proponent of always trying to defuse the situation. Cops should do that. Less people would die if that's what cops did. Not getting into that, but just saying. But I just like the fact that he saw some guy pushing the girl he loves around and was just like, oh, I don't know, whatever. It's not important, but it just kind of was like, wait, I feel like a cop would have been more like, you know, I don't know. Anyway,
I I feel like
all right then.
the negative aspects of this movie are not necessarily a whole lot of too important stuff to worry about.
Mm-mm. No, not at all.
So,
This is a very enjoyable movie, so
well,
I'm not trying to talk shit.
not 56% enjoyable. I mean,
That's
more like
so weird.
89%
Well,
enjoyable.
okay, Casey, this is one of those times where people are reviewing shit on Rotten Tomatoes that they either weren't even born when this movie came out, or even if they were, they
Which
didn't
is
watch it until. If Rotten Tomatoes existed in the 80s, this movie would have been in the 90%. I I I stand by that.
yeah,
So,
like the guy that made or the person who made the review about this is an hour and 55 minutes of the most unfunny movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I would guess probably is mid to late 20s and
yep,
born in the 21st century.
Gen Z with
So,
his hurt feelings.
yeah, exactly. So, all right. So, do you have a top 5 topic for us?
I do. I actually, my first one I went with was Emilio Estevez, favorite Emilio Estevez movies, but then I changed it to my favorite Aiden Quinn movies. So, because Aiden Quinn doesn't have as recognizable of a catalog as Emilio does. So, um,
No, but he's got some pretty good fucking movies though too.
oh yeah, he does. One of my all-time, well, two of my all-time favorite movies are on this list. So,
I
my
mean, two
two
of my
honorable
all-time favorite
mentions.
Aiden Quinn movies have officially been done on an evening at the movies already. So you were not on the other one.
Okay, so Stakeout's one of them. Oh,
Yeah,
was Benny and June the other one? Did I miss that one? How did I miss Benny and June? Can
Heather
we
act.
revisit that?
Um, that was probably like 2 or 3 months after we launched 5 years ago. Like I would imagine probably almost 5 years to the day. And Heather
Let's
requested
add
it,
that to the
so
reboot
Heather came
list.
on.
Yeah. Heather, if you're
We
still
definitely
watching, love
absolutely
you.
can put Benny and June
Because
because
we
not
got to
only is it
revisit
Aiden Quinn,
non
but it
audios. Yeah.
and it's also got my personal favorite man crush and Shanna's least favorite man crush, Johnny Depp.
Yes. Oh, he's so cute in that movie. Okay, so I have two honorable mentions. The first one is In Dreams, which is kind of like a not very well known 90s movie, but I
Yeah,
think it's Annette Bening. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's Annette Bening, and she like has this like crazy dream world scenario where things are I don't know. I can't explain it. It's a really weird, fucked up movie, but he's in it and I liked it. My other honorable mention, I'm sorry, is Stakeout. He's really good in this movie. He plays a great, like, terrifying criminal piece of shit, which is not. I think this may be the only movie I know where he plays a really bad guy. Because none of
it's the
my
only
other
one that I
movies,
can
he's
think of.
not the bad guy. Okay, so number 5 is Music of the Heart. Ugh, I don't think a lot of people like that movie, but I mean, it's Meryl Streep. How can you not fucking like that movie? And you got that
It was a
Gloria
national
Estefan song
treasure.
from it. Yes. So, your love is the music of my heart. All right. Anyway, number 4 is Desperately Seeking Susan. He's very hot in that movie. And I guess he's kind of a bad boy in that, but not like, Stakeout bad boy.
No,
Number 3, Practical Magic. And I really hope they get him in the reboot. Not remake, reboot, sequel, whatever it is. Requel. I don't know. It's probably a requel, but whatever. I hope he's in it. So hot in Practical Magic. Number one and number two are basically interchangeable for me, but I had to rank them. So number two is Legends of the Fall. He is
Yeah, I can say
so
I know what your
delicious
number one and
in
number
that
two
movie.
is.
Yeah, yeah,
I would just wasn't sure which way it was going to go.
yeah. His character in Legends of the Fall was like everybody was about Brad Pitt in that movie, and of course I kind of was too, but I always was about like Aiden Quinn, like standing up for the family, doing what he thought was best for his brother, while all the while being in love with this girl that his brother loved. Now he did kind of swoop in and take his opportunity. It was very if the summer
Yeah,
I turned pretty was all drama, that's Legends of the Fall, in case you haven't seen it. Without all the death and drama. And then obviously number one's Benny and
that
June.
was early
Like
Brad Pitt too, wasn't it?
a very early Brad Pitt. That was I think A River Runs Through It was before Legends of the Fall, but they're right there together.
I
Um
think both of those were even pre-7 Brad Pitt, weren't they?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, Thelma and Louise was like his first, like, oh, this guy's hot. We really like him. And then Legends of the Fall like put him over the edge for people because yeah, he's fucking hot in that movie.
Yeah.
He's a shit human, but God, he was hot back in the day. So and he's a good actor. But so is Aiden Quinn, and I wish he had more like I mean, he's had a lot of work. If you look at his IMDb, he's done a lot of movies, he's done a lot of TV. He doesn't have the name recognition that I wish he had because he's so just
He's a good
relatable and
he's a
a
good-looking
good
dude, and
actor.
he's insanely
And yeah,
talented.
yeah.
He
So
just doesn't get the credit
anyway,
as being. I don't think he has the traditional rugged good looks of a Brad Pitt or whatever your traditional heartthrob
yeah.
is.
I was just gonna say he should have been
But
like a heartthrob of the '90s, and he was for me. But like you said, Legends of the Fall, he's getting overshadowed by Brad Pitt. Benny and June, he's getting
yeah,
overshadowed by Johnny Depp. Like, you know, and
there's
in all
always
these other
somebody
movies, he had
overshadowing him
small
in something.
parts. Yeah. So, but anyway, I love Aiden Quinn. I will always love Aiden Quinn, and he was so hot in this movie, even though he was a terror. Again, I don't care.
Yeah.
Kill those two cops and take me with you, baby. I'm here for it. Anyway, what's your top
All
five?
right, so the top five I went with was, and I kind of sort of reworked the title for this one because I was going to go with cop movie soundtracks, and while thinking about it, like I couldn't really come up with five cop movie like traditional cop movies, so I changed it to accommodate a couple of my entries. So we're going to go with um, law enforcement
Okay.
soundtracks
Rush Hour
because
number
well,
one. War. Huh. Sorry.
it probably in my top five, yes.
That scene is so good. Okay.
So, um, my number one honorable mention is going to be the Pink Panther, just
Mm,
because of it. Just that one theme, the Pink Panther theme alone,
yeah.
is such a recognizable piece of music that it deserves
Ba-dum, ba-dum,
some kind of
ba-dum,
recognition. So,
ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Na, 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 na.
yeah, exactly.
Classic. Classic.
So, all right. So my number five, um, obviously my co-host is Gumad me and let the cat out of the
Oh,
bag a minute
sorry.
early, but oh no, you're fine. Is Rush Hour. I love the scene with um, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan outside of the Chinese restaurant where Jackie Chan just starts singing war. Huh, what
Oh,
is it? Good? And Chris Tucker's like, "What
absolutely
the hell
nothing.
are you doing?" He's like, "I'm singing war." Huh. And he's like, "You don't know nothing about no damn. You sing it with some soul." And he's teaching him how to sing it, you know,
Hmm.
like a person of color, and it just it's a hilarious scene, and
Yeah, because the way Jackie sings
and
it is
even
very like uh, he's enunciating because English isn't his first language, so he's very much enunciating the words instead of like singing it.
well, and I don't want to get too much into it because obviously, as you know, as of this morning,
Yeah.
Rush Hour will be rearing its little head here in a couple weeks on an evening at the movies as well. But
Woo.
that whole joke scene with the singing war rears its ugly head
Mhm.
again at the end of the movie when Chris Tucker's rewarded with a trip to Hong Kong with Jackie Chan, and he's sitting on the plane, and they're getting ready to take off, and he's like, "How long is this damn flight?" And Jackie looks at him. He's like, "15 hours." As he's putting the headset into his ears, he's like, "What the hell are we gonna do for 15 hours?" And Jackie Chan just like, "War, huh? What
Ooh.
is?" And he's like, "Oh hell no, stewardess, get me out of here!" So
You also can't forget the adorable ass little girl in the backseat of the car. When you walk by every night, talking,
oh
singing,
yeah,
looking fine. I never hear that song and don't think of Rush Hour.
yeah. So
So
okay, that was number five. Um, I'm gonna go number four is going to be for me personally. Many people will probably disagree with me on this one, but for me, number four is Stakeout. It doesn't have
it had
a,
good songs.
it does, it really does. The score I felt like it's not one of the greatest of all times, but
Yeah.
I felt like it was a very fitting for the mood. It helped create the tension and the mood and all of that throughout the entire movie. Um, the few like the Miami Sound Machine, Gloria Estefan, Miami Sound Machine, the
Hmm.
rhythm's going to get you. You know, it fit for the scene of the movie.
And
The
his
Mr.
it was
song at
so
the end of the
cute.
movie, the Mr. song at the end of the movie is a pretty catchy tune as well. So you know, when it comes to the movies that or the soundtracks are going to be at three, two, and one,
Yeah.
yeah, Steakhouse not on those levels, but
But it had some really good 80s tunes, like, not stuff that's recognizable today, but stuff that
yeah,
fits the movie. Like, it very much fit with, the 80s and whatever they had going on. So, no, I'm with you. It had a lot of good music.
well, yeah. All right, so number three is actually going to be a franchise soundtrack, and I'm going to go because you get the overall theme for the franchise, which again, like the Pink Panther, is incredibly recognizable. As soon as you hear this theme, you know exactly what the movie is. Um,
Ba, ba,
but
ba, ba,
then,
ba, 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 ba. Sorry.
not that one.
Oh, okay. All right.
Spoiler alert: that one is still coming. But
Oh, I know.
but each one of the 25 movies in this franchise pretty much has their own iconic theme song as well, and it's the franchise is the James Bond franchise.
Oh, I was like 25 movies. What in the fuck? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's only one other franchise that I can imagine has that many movies in it, and that would be Marvel.
Star Wars. Dun, dun, dun,
Star Wars
dun,
only
dun,
has
dun,
11. Damn
dun,
it!
dun, dun. Well, whatever. Oh, Fast and the Furious has to have at least 25, right? I have no
It
clue. I
it
give
has
up.
one, and then it's been redone 9 times over and over and over and over.
No, okay. So for Josh, I will say there are a lot of stupid movies in that franchise, but there are some good developing storylines in some of the movies. It's not all just a recap of the first movie. Like Letty getting amnesia
No,
and ending up working for the bad guy, like that's some shit. And she doesn't remember her relationship with Dom. Like there are some good developed storylines. It's just there's so many movies that miss that it's like, eh.
yeah.
But anyway, sorry, you were talking about James Bond.
Number two. Well, no, I James Bond is like you have For Your Eyes Only, Live and Let Die. You know, so many legitimate songs. Then you have the James Bond theme on top of it.
Yeah.
Like each one of those movies is pretty much Adele has her
Yeah.
theme song, in the Daniel Craig era. I mean, there's so many great aspects of all James Bond soundtracks. So
Well, and that's the
it deserves
thing
some
too.
respect as well.
Like, as a this used to be true. It's not so much true anymore, but it used to be in the acting world. The golden standard, other than like getting an Oscar, is hosting SNL. That's when you know you've made it. As a singer,
Yeah.
the equivalent to that is getting a James Bond movie song. Like, if you get
Yeah.
to do the opening James Bond movie song, you have fucking made it. Like that is the gold standard. So every single movie has an original song other than the theme, but the people that have gotten to do that like have stunning careers because it's
Sheena
a
Easton,
special
Tina
thing.
Turner, Paul McCartney, um,
Madonna,
Madonna, Adele. I'm
Billie
not going to name them
Eilish.
all because obviously
Well,
there's
yeah, but
Billie Eilish.
there's so
Like
many.
there's so many. But
But
all
like you
right,
know how
so
I think they have things they strive to achieve. Like if I was an
mhm,
actor, I'd win an Oscar. The second thing would be I want to host
yeah.
Saturday Night Live. If I was a musician, I want a
If I was
fucking
a
Bond
singer,
song.
I would want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would want a Bond song. So all right, so number two, I feel like I could have done this with James Bond, but I'm only going to do it with this one because fuck it. But number two is going to be the Beverly Hills Cop 2 theme or soundtrack. There
Oh.
was some pretty good music in that. I mean, Shakedown
But the
by
theme's the
Bob
same, right?
Seger.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the Axel F. Yeah, but you have Axel F. Obviously, you have Shakedown by Bob Seger. You've got I Want Your Sex by George Michael. I've got a crush on
Hmm.
you by the Jets. I mean, incredible
You're
fucking
taking that
songs.
over Glenn Fry, though? Heat is
No,
on. Boom, boom. It's
no, no,
on
no,
the street.
because
Oh, is that in the second
now we
movie,
get to
too?
number.
Okay.
Now we get to
Oh,
no, it isn't. Now we get to number
okay.
one. Beverly Hills Cop 1.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I thought you said you were doing the franchise as a whole, so that's why I was confused.
No, 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 no. No,
Okay.
because I needed
I got you.
a spot to fill, so I was like, "Fuck it." I was gonna
Oh,
do
you
them
said that
together
about
as one.
Ignoring.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Axel
Heat
F.
is
The Heat is on. Stir It
on the
Up.
street.
Neutron Dance. I mean, that
It's Sheena
soundtrack is
Easton at
just
the strip club.
yeah.
That's Sheena
Mwah,
Easton, right? Yeah,
I
I
believe
think.
so. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
whoever it
Neutron
is,
Dance. I forgot about that. I love that song.
racing around downtown Detroit in a cigarette truck while Patti LaBelle's
Yes.
singing Neutron Dance, or the Pointer Sisters are singing Neutron Dance, and Eddie Murphy's swinging out of the back of the freaking truck and slamming against the walls, and cigarettes are falling all over the place. And yeah, mm,
Isn't
One of my favorite
new
openings to a
attitude in
movie
that
of all
movie
time.
too? I got new attitude. You know what song I'm talking about? I can't remember exactly how it goes.
Yeah, I'm feeling good from my head. I
Yes,
know it's in a
yes.
movie. I'm trying to think.
I think it's in
I
that
think
movie, but
so.
I could be wrong. Um, what is the strip
But
club
anyway,
song? I gotta look at this. Hold on, because I think it's Sheena Easton. Why does this not say? What the fuck song do they play in the strip club? George probably knows. He'd be out in the living room yelling at me.
it,
Sorry, I'm googling it because it's gonna drive me crazy.
yes, and we're at that point now where we need to not be driven crazy because we have to give our overall review
No,
of the movie.
Nasty Girl. It's not Sheena Easton. It's Vanity Six, but it's Nasty Girl. That's. Do you want to be a nasty
Oh,
girl tonight? If you want to
yeah.
be
Okay, I remember
in
now.
a nasty world. There we go. Sorry, I'm sorry, you guys. It was gonna drive me crazy. Do you think I'm a nasty girl?
Okay, so if
Rosewood.
you were to rate and review the movie out of 5, what would you give this movie?
So, like I said, this movie is very funny. Lots of good comedy and chemistry. We didn't really talk about the pranking stuff, but I thought the pranking was like a good little like subplot of the movie that was really, they kept it going. And I like when movies do that where there's a thing that you can always loop back to that kind
Yeah,
of like just low carries itself. And I thought that was good. But again, I think the thriller parts were too much thriller to combine well with the comedy parts, and that's my only complaint. Because they were both good, but together it just didn't feel very cohesive for me. But I don't care. I still love this movie. I think it's great. Um, Man, what am I going to rank this? I think I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 feral alley cats left in your back seat. Could have
oh my
gone
god,
with the
that's
turd
one
in
of
the
my
fridge,
favorite
but the
pranks.
cat was hilarious. Although, what happened to
Yeah, I
that
mean,
cat? Where
spoiler
did
alert.
he get it, first of all? And what happened to it after?
I I
But that was still
I
funny.
was gonna go with um, turds in the fridge for my,
Well, there
but
you go.
yeah, I figured that's a little bit too disgusting, so I'm not going to go that direction.
I mean, it's
But
fine.
no, I I like the one I'm going to go with a little bit better, just because it adds to the little flirty element between Chris and Maria. But
Gotcha.
so yeah,
Is it finger sucks? Okay, sorry.
no, um, yeah, to me, Grippy, come on, lay down.
Griffy! Hi, Bubs!
Um, to me, I enjoy this movie completely 100%. It, like I said, is one of my favorite movies of all time, and it always will be. Um, I don't have a problem with the dynamic between the thriller and the funny. I enjoy it in spite of all of that, and
Yeah.
to each their own. I won't, like I said, I
And
won't
I
judge
enjoy
people.
it too. I'm being
Yeah,
objective when I talk about that, but I'm with you. Like it's still a great movie, so I don't want you to think I like don't like the movie. Like I do.
no, no, I. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to pick the movie too. Is I figured if you hadn't seen this in a while or hadn't seen it,
Yeah,
period, it
it's
would be
been a
something
minute.
that you would enjoy. So,
I watched it all the
um,
time as a kid, so
yeah, and it's just it's an enjoyable movie for me to watch, and I honestly feel like if you have not seen this movie, I would personally recommend sitting down and spending 2 hours and just being entertained by the movie. It can,
totally.
be create a certain level of tension that thrillers are supposed to. It'll make you laugh, you know, and all of that. So I'm gonna go with 5 out of 5 Day of the Dead skeletons.
Nice. Speaking
See,
of
see,
that,
I did the
if
whole
I
little flirty element between Chris and Maria.
I love it. But I'm with her on this. If I was born on Day of the Dead, that would be my entire fucking personality. Just like if I was born on Halloween or like some like it would be my
You
entire
weren't born on
personality. So I
Halloween,
love
and
that
that
she
is
did
your
that.
whole philosophy on personality.
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Does your husband know what you bought today?
No, it came out of my budget and I have the money, so who gives a fuck?
Okay.
The problem is I have my Ghost Bob, like, which also came from Fright Rags, but it's like a heavy, it's a bauble, but it's like ceramic, so it's heavy and it's
Oh,
upstairs. But this one I want to display down here, like next to my Halloween 4 one from them is up there. But yeah, I love me some Ghost Bob.
alrighty. So, cop movie month was a lot of fun. Um, I do promise that next week I will, or in 3 days, when next we are with you, I will have Super Troopers watched, and I will have my review for it. I, do,
So when I say who wants a
I keep my
mustache ride, you'll know
promises.
what I'm
I will
talking
do it.
about.
I'll,
You also said that about Hamilton, so we'll see. I mean, you have
I
to.
mean,
So-
spoiler
and
alert, that's coming
I
too on an evening at the movies
I
within the next
know.
couple months. So I was just
Being
waiting
you
for
the
the right
traveler, so
moment to
you
do it.
have to watch it.
So, all right. Obviously, we can't end the episode and this theme without thanking listeners for being here each and every week. You guys are incredible, amazing, all the love, all the respect, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Um, Coming up next month on An Evening at the Movies, we will be doing martial arts in May. Um, my
Oh
thought
wait,
on the
I
whole
was
thing
trying to
is
high yaw and it came off as a dab.
so
I'm not dabbing,
okay.
I'm high yawing.
So my thought for next month, and we'll get into it when we record the first episode, is we were gonna do a Chuck Norris slash Bruce Lee movie. Um, I think we'll just dedicate the whole month to the late great Chuck Norris, and we're gonna end up throwing Rush Hour into the mix instead of The Way of the Dragon.
I
But
think we
we
have
will
to.
also be talking about Romeo Must Die, The Replacement Killers, and Kung Fu Panda
Kung
as
Fu
well.
Panda.
So, and then coming
So
up
excited for
in
Kung Fu Panda.
June, we've got, and coming up in June, we've got some court movies to talk about. And July, we'll have musicals, which now you get the reference to me having to watch Hamilton. Hamilton will be one of the movies we do in July. So, this was lots of fun. I'm glad yours truly came up with the idea for cop movies. I'm glad we got to
Mhm.
talk about the 4
There's
great
so
movies that
many
we got to
more.
talk about. Oh
We
God,
could definitely
we could have done a
revisit
whole
this
year
theme.
of cop.
Oh yeah,
We could have
yeah,
done a
yeah,
whole
for
year of
sure.
cop movies. I mean,
Especially if
just
we
the Lethal
added
Weapon.
dramas into it. Like we did comedies.
Oh yeah.
All of these movies are comedies, but we could have thrown in like Training Day and what's the one with Colin Farrell? Like, anyway, like there's
SWAT.
so many The
Oh
Departed.
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
SWAT. Thank you. Like, so
so many
maybe
great
we
movies. So
revisit Cop Month and do just drama movies. Although it's not as much
well,
fun, but
at the
there's
same
so many good
time,
ones.
spoiler alert: we still haven't even touched the Die Hard franchise either on An Evening at the Movies.
Fair. Maybe we need to devote one episode to the whole franchise. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of repetition in the Die Hard movies. There are, although I will say Die Hard with, no, Live Free or Die Hard is George's favorite Die Hard movie. Most people say it's Die Hard with a Vengeance. So there is a lot of nuance, but so maybe we can't do that. I don't know. Anyway.
So
We'll discuss.
my idea for Die Hard is maybe in December it can go on the schedule because it is a Christmas
I would
movie.
love that. Just the first one.
Yeah, just the first one.
Because Die
I
Hard is
also
a
would like to
Christmas
do.
movie.
Yes, it is. I would like to do the third one as well as an individual episode.
Yeah.
The rest of it we can all cram together.
I mean, no, because if we're doing that, I think we leave out 2 and we just do 3 as an episode and then Live Free or Die Hard as its own because those 2 are very different. So
Okay.
anyway,
Either way, we've got
we're
time to discuss
spitballing. Sorry,
lots of
guys.
great lots of great stuff coming up on an evening at the movies. You can find us on the social medias, and we will keep you updated as well. With all of that said, farewell, Cop Month.
Yes.
Co-hostess, the floor is yours.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed Cop Movie Month, and thank you for watching live or watching whenever or listening whenever. We hope you enjoyed the episode, and we hope you all come back for an evening at the movies. Goodbye.
Peace out, hair grease. Say hi.
Goofy! Hi, buddy. Hi.